Garrett Price with you back again on the Dynasty Nerds YouTube page, and I've got your week 2 takeaways, the things that we learned this week about our fantasy football players. Welcome back in. I've got 3 takeaways this week, things that I learned that I am now passing on to you. Some, yeah, pretty obvious. Some, maybe not as obvious. The biggest one that I think everyone realizes now is Puka Nacua is legit. Look, I had my skepticism about him as a player. I didn't love him as a prospect. I didn't know if he had the juice, but through 2 weeks, 35 targets, took those 35 targets, turned those into 25 receptions, which is an absurd number for any player, let alone a low-round rookie. Yes, we can talk about Cooper Kupp is eventually going to come back and take away some targets and all of that kind of stuff, but the point is we just don't see rookies do this, period, let alone one that had this low of draft stock. It's truly an incredible feat. I'm still not convinced he'll be like a wide receiver one long-term, but right now he is putting up legit numbers, and you could argue that he is the best wide receiver in this class. Yes, that might be a hot take, and maybe I'm not quite there yet. I'd probably still, if we were redrafting today in Dynasty, I would still probably take Jackson Smith and Jigba and Zay Flowers ahead of him, but he would probably be my 3rd receiver off the board, ahead of guys like Quentin Johnston, Josh Downs, other players that we think have some talent and ability, and even maybe Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison's looked good, but I might take Puka Nacua over him. It's at that point for a player of his talent and ability. Next thing we learned is Jared Goff is still underrated. Yes, we've been talking about how underrated Jared Goff is for years, and yet he keeps continuing to put up quarterback one numbers. Never drafted like a quarterback one, but he keeps putting up quarterback one numbers. Put up another 300-yard game this week. We saw a lot of them last year. Had a good week 1 against the Chiefs. Yes, maybe he didn't put up 300 yards against the Chiefs, but had a really good game against the Chiefs. Put up over 300 yards against the Seahawks. Saw 3 touchdowns. And this is an offense that's just getting moving. Right now, they're basically just relying on Amon-Ra St. Brown and kind of the reemergence of Josh Reynolds. But at some point, we're going to see Sam Laporta become more and more and more comfortable in this offense. Jahmyr Gibbs, more and more comfortable in this offense. And then eventually we're going to get Jameson Williams back as well. And he's a guy that can really stretch the field for Jared Goff. So this offense is only ascending. And with Jared Goff at the helm, he is going to be a really, really underrated and really good quarterback for fantasy football purposes. I'm going to get him and acquire him right now, which I can't do much of because I have him almost everywhere. But if I don't, I'm going to get him right now. Last one, let's talk about another quarterback, Tua. That's right. Tua has been incredible these first couple weeks. And yes, there were some doubts about, is it the players? Is it, it's Tua. It's Tua. Yes, the offense is really good. No denying that. Are his weapons elite? Absolutely. But Tua in and of himself is a great quarterback. There was a reason he was taken with the top 5 pick. He was looked at as a great quarterback. Do all those guys pan out? Absolutely not. But there was thought to be elite processing, elite quick releases from Tua, and he is now showing that at the NFL level. Guys can't get to him because of how quickly he is releasing the football, and with deadly accuracy as well. Not afraid to sling it down the field, but he makes a lot of good and smart decisions. And when you're able to dominate one of the best defensive minds in Bill Belichick, he owns him 5-0 against Bill Belichick. And that's a guy in his division that should know him better than any other team. Bill Belichick still has not been able to stop Tua and this offense. Tua is absolutely legit. I'm at the point now where I'm considering him as a top 5 quarterback in Dynasty. That's right. That's the point that he's at. We're talking about in the same range, if not above, guys like Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. That's where Tua is at, and that's where he can continue to be if this offense keeps ascending.